And what about the transference from fuelers to creatives and vice versa? And I think there's a lot of interest, kind of back and forth that's possible here.
The initial assumption that we had was that it was going to be somewhat separate, but I think that's been proven pretty wrong. In that, which is great for us.
The more dynamic it is, the more
it's great for the community. We've seen that fuelers oftentimes become creatives themselves. And creatives who just came in initially to put in their project and to try to raise funds started seeing other really cool projects and giving to them. Nice. So creatives have become some of the most prolific fuelers themselves to other projects. And it's in small amounts, but it adds up.
Yeah, that's the whole trick, right?
And it builds this whole positive cycle of support and reinforcement that ends up giving creatives the ability to succeed.
All right, so let's talk about how I get to RocketHub. I know it's a website, but do you have any plans for making it into a desktop application, mobile? What's the vector? How does the best?
Sure. Well, right now it's just RocketHub.com, and it's a global platform. So we're leveraging PayPal to enable
anybody from anywhere.
Anybody, well, within PayPal's global dominance,
global reach, wherever you can spend money from PayPal.
Exactly, wherever you can spend money and become a verified user of PayPal, you can start your project. So we're a global web platform right now. We do have quite a few plans in the pipeline, of course.
Sure.
I think mobile is a very powerful medium, and eventually, or maybe even not so much very soon, we'll be trying to make this transferable to mobile. And desktop, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, personally, I'm web and mobile. That's my. Why write it for a desktop if you can get a web browser, and that's good enough for what you need to do?
And I think web and mobile, for better or for worse, are becoming one and the same.
Yeah, they're converging on as good at functionality as the desktop down the road. I mean, I don't want to get into it, but video cards can work with the browser and stuff now, so you can get advantage of that.
Yeah.
Who's the ideal user customer?
Sure.
Who most benefits from RocketHub?
The ideal user and customer is someone, like I said before, creative, but pretty broadly defined. So it could even be a politician, or an entrepreneur, or a researcher, or a medical developer, whoever, and that has some sort of network brewing. So they have some connections. They use social media to some degree, but not necessarily are super duper proficient in it.
Yeah. And
that need a little bit of money, or a medium amount of money, so anywhere between $1,000 to $25,000 and $50,000 to get their project going, or to complete a project that they're already kind of started but need a little more to get over that.
So you can get up to like $50,000. Really, startups can use this as a seed fund if they can get the interest.
Yeah, I mean, we're not an investment vehicle, so you have to get a little bit creative with the rewards. But we've seen some really, really cool rewards that kind of combine the live touch with the online world. So one of our great musicians that's on the site right now, her name is Janine Tarana. And what she's done is she's built a whole...
Where's she from?
She's not here locally, from New York, but she's built this whole campaign around her baking. She's a really good baker and a really good musician, so she's combined the two. So she did this great campaign of 10 days of treats, where every day she would post a different video on RocketHub, describing which treat she made for that day and where she'll be during the day, which park or which locale in the city.
Also be able to go out.
Exactly. So
they can go out and meet her. These strangers could come up and...
If you fuel her project, whatever amount, she'll give you the cake or the cookie that she made for the day, and she'll sing a song live in a public space.
That sounds like a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it was an awesome day. I went out a couple of times, and she's really good, and luckily she's a very good baker as well, so it pays off.
Did you notice a crowd start to form around?
Yeah, I mean...
were you there with flyers to RocketHub?
Yeah, more or less.
I would have been.
I know you would have been. We were there to support her. We were there to
keep the focus on her.
Exactly. It's a platform for her to kind of put her network together and to give her a reason for combining everyone and meshing them into this one.
She's going to find new fuelers that are really into her stuff, right?
Absolutely.
So it's like you become this marketing connector.
Yes.
I like it. All right. Let's see. Does your startup have any popular partners yet, and how are they part of your game plan?
Well, first of all, we consider every single creative to be a partner in
Gotcha.
Because
without them, you are nothing.
Exactly, they're nothing. And our success is completely interlinked with them. How RocketHub makes its money is that we take a back-end fee only if a creative is able to fund the project.
Gotcha.
So we make nothing. It's free to put up. We make nothing if the creative doesn't raise their funds.
Oh, so if they do raise their fund, what share do you guys?
We take 8%.
Okay.
And about half of that goes to PayPal, of course.
Yeah, and transaction fees, right?
But the other half goes to keep RocketHub afloat.
Yeah.
But it's always a flat 8%, so
sure.
Creatives know exactly what to expect.
Okay.
So creatives are our main partner, but then we're starting to work with within the community, starting in New York, but going beyond that. For instance, we'll be hosting the Long Island City Jazz Festival. We'll be co-sponsoring that at the Secret Theater in Astoria. So it'll be kind of our ability to give back to the community and also have a presence within this cool live.
Oh, that's a perfect setting for you guys to be in.
It's a jazz festival, lots of musicians, kind of interaction, community-based.
It's like creative hub of people, right?
Exactly, and we're going to try to do that. We're going to try to do at least a monthly kind of live event, either sponsored or supported by RocketHub and our creatives.
So, all right, so that brings us to my last question, which is it kind of flows into it. What's the near-term and the long-term vision for RocketHub? Where are you guys going to go? Where do you want to go to now? Next week, tomorrow, whatever. What do you want to do a year from now? Where do you want to be?
I think in the short term, we're just trying to foster a fun crowdfunding community that's supportive of each other, but also that is successful. The projects end up being successful, of course. And I think by doing that, we'll start to see kind of grassroots growth, or that's mainly what we're focused on right now, is growing the site through creatives, through supporting creatives, and little upgrades here and there that help and enable this.
So a lot of it is going to be social work.
Exactly.
It's going to be like connecting people and letting them know about what's out there. You've already got the thing working, the framework set up, the website works fine, everything's kind of...
Yeah, I mean, we're technically still in beta, but it's an open beta, so we're taking all feedback that we can get. Tweaking, upgrading, making...
Any surprises? Any big changes that you... besides the fact that you do you learned at creatives...
And feelers are one of the same. Right. Not really. I think the upload and posting process needs to be very straight, cut, and easy, so we're upgrading that.
Gotcha. Making
it smooth as possible. And then also, as we grow, we're trying to be very integrated and interlinked with the big social networks, Twitter, Facebook.
Okay, so you want to have some sort of connection or presence with your network. So is that like the longer term goal? Is that?
I think, that's actually more of a medium term goal, is to have that broader reach and touch within these social networks and social arenas.
Can you do it just by advertising on Facebook? Is it that easy?
I think that's a start. I think we have a few other ideas for how to make...
I know it's kind of a lowbrow marketing attempt, but if you have the right audience in mind and you just got in front of their eyes, they don't know about you now, right? So if they knew about you...
That's right. It's all about getting the word out and getting the word out mainly through the success and the encouragement of our creators. Because they're the ones who are real advocates, and they're the ones who really support and benefit.
So they're part of the whole process, or do you have like a these are the creatives that have really give all their feedback right on there on the landing page?
We're right now we're doing about once a week. We do our blog post is done by creative themselves.
Oh, that's great.
So that's great. We really pride ourselves on being a completely open platform that is encouraging of everyone to try and to attempt to do their best to make their project come to life and actually fly. So through that, our medium-term goal is, like I said, to integrate closer with some of these social networks, and then kind of the long-term goal is to really hit the streets, like with mobile, with some other kinds of real live engagement.
Yeah, I can imagine all sort of different applications where people show up to an event and they have their RocketHub account on and they can just hit it right there. And fuel to an event as they walk up. They don't even know about it.
Definitely. I mean, it by grassroots, you really mean grassroots. And in the end, when you're at a live event, you're much more likely to give to that person than you are when you get home. To remember to go to RocketHub.
You're enjoying it, you're in that moment, you're in that space. That's great. All right, well, thanks a lot, Vlad. I think this is...
Appreciate it.